All right. Anyone here for the first time? I don't think anyone new joining has joined yet. Okay. Let me quickly check one more time. All right. Anyone here for the first time?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Welcome, Harsh. This is your day one, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So, Harsh, can you quickly introduce uh, as in your name, from where you are connecting, from what background you are in, and currently in what profession you are in?
So my name is Harsh, and I come from a business background, and I've been in US for 1 year now,
Mm-hmm.
and I was like currently a student in the past, and now I'm enrolled in this. I
Okay.
don't have a job. I think.
All right. So you are just a kind of fresher. You joined in.
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
You have any work experience
Yeah, I
before?
do. Uh,
What kind of work experience you have?
It's more in a marketing and business side, not
Okay.
IT. Nothing with
Okay.
IT.
Awesome. Awesome. Thank you so much, Harsh. So everyone, you can please type into the chat window, welcome Harsh. So other
Welcome to
than,
Guru School, Harsh.
yes.
Thank you.
So me and Prerna both are your trainers. So you
Hmm.
will be in touch with us as well, along with your HR point of contact. So apart from Harsh, who is the first time? Who is joining for the
Uh,
first time?
that would be me, Jennifer.
Jennifer. Jennifer, could kindly rename yourself. Otherwise, we will end up calling your name. Okay, your name is changed. Jennifer only. Yeah, yeah, it's the right name. So yeah. So Jennifer, could you please introduce yourself, as in from where you're connecting, and from what background you are in, and do you have any work experience?
I do have work. Okay, first of all, I'm from Dallas.
Mhm,
So joining you guys from Dallas.
mhm,
And I do have banking experience. I'm in banking operations.
mhm.
Um, and that's about it. What else do you need to know?
Any IT industry experience? Have you worked into IT earlier?
Very, very long ago. So I'm going to discount that.
Okay, no problem. So welcome, Jennifer. So everyone, you can
Welcome.
type into chat window, welcome, Jennifer.
Welcome, Jennifer. And Jennifer, if, may I know your educational background?
My educational background is
Yeah.
basically I'm a BA in economics.
Okay. And then you got into banking later on.
Yes, I did.
Sounds good. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, good.
Yeah, Harsh, Jennifer, who else? Anyone else for first time?
Hi, this is Siva Shakti. I'm joining for the first time. I'm from Dallas, Texas.
Okay, could you please
So,
yeah,
yeah,
complete your introduction, like from
yeah. As for the IT sector, this is my first time I'm trying.
okay.
So, I've done my master's in food and nutrition.
Mhm.
So, I don't have any prior experience in IT industry.
But work experience into food industry?
Yeah, I was working as a nutritionist for 1.5 years. Uh, it's been a long time, so more than 8 years now. So after I came to US, I didn't work because I am a dependent as of now.
Good.
So right now I will be getting my EAD in a couple of months. So before that, I'm getting ready to get into the IT industry so that I can work along with my husband.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
Apart from Siva Shakti, I guess. So Prithvi, could you please introduce yourself in the same format? Preeti? Preeti, we can't hear you. Okay, so Preeti is not able to speak up, I guess. So we'll begin. Okay, so welcome everyone. Welcome to another day of BA Agile Scrum. So the good part is that we conduct the sessions in a manner that even if you join in for the day one, we try to deliver in a way that this is going to be your day 1 only. Having said so, we are in week 4, day 1, and we are going to see that what all things we are going to attain. But for the first timers, I have a question to you, not the regular people. You don't need to answer this. So the question is that why you have joined? What is one intention behind joining this training?
To get placed.
Okay, Pooja, you are not first timer. So the question was,
Oh,
I'm the
sorry,
first
sorry.
timer. So no worries. So the drill is that everyone know now that you are here for the for getting place. So you are in a journey, okay, and this journey cannot be completed without any ground rules that you need to follow. And together we have developed this, um, a ground rule, what we call it as a code of honor. And I'm going to present you quickly what are those code of honor. Based on that, this training is completely depending. So Preeti, are you still not able to hear me? So please log out and log in. So
Yes, Gaurav, and before you start with our regular code of conduct,
yeah,
I just want to add something for all the new joiners.
Yes.
Other candidates are very much aware of it. So I could see you coming from different variety of backgrounds like marketing and sales and banking and diet nutrition. The baseline of all these occupation is you have dealt with a lot of people. Correct me if I'm wrong. Okay, you have been working with people in any industry, in maybe in sales or diet nutrition and also in banking, the people management has always been a part of your profile, right? So please do take advantage of it. Do not get scared away or do not have that notion that IT is something out of the box, is something different. In IT, along with computers, there are people, and as a BA, as a Scrum Master, as a product owner, you are going to work with people. So you already have an advantage, rather almost everybody. So, because I could sense that everybody was saying that we do not have any experience in IT, that's fine. Guru Schools and me and Gaurav will ensure that by end of this session, by end of this course, you are well equipped on the knowledge and the technology part of the BA and Scrum. But sorry, you are already at a better place because you have the background ready. And I think almost everybody has worked or has completed their masters or interacted with other people. So this is for everyone, that you are at a very safe place. You have the I would say prerequisites that meet this role. So be happy and be content and be confident that whatever skill wise or knowledge wise you may not have as of now, you will get in this next couple of weeks and months. So thank you so much. I just wanted to add this before the session. Gaurav, please, go ahead with our daily routine. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you so much, Prerna, for adding this up. And yeah, well said. So this is the safe place. So let's get started with code of honor, the ground rule with which you need to abide by, and that's what I'm expecting from each one of you, that you are going to agree on to this. So what are these code of honor? We are going to look at it. So anyone here who is left out as a first timer? So we are done with Siva Shakti and Jennifer and Harsh, and who else was there? Siva Shakti, Jennifer, and Harsh, and I think we have covered everyone. So Jalpa, is it your day 1? Preeti had joined back. No,
Yeah,
So
it's my
this is
day
my
1 too.
second day.
Yeah.
okay, all right. So no worries. So let's get going considering the time. So welcome everyone. So welcome, everyone can type welcome FT. FT means first timer, and we can get started. So considering that whether you have background, work background, no work background, despite that, how you can get into the system or get into this get placed, that we are going to look at it, and what are all the important factors with which you need to abide by. As a part of discipline, you need to follow certain things. Okay, so the very first one says that because agile world is full of ceremonies. Full of what? Ceremony. And ceremonies means meetings, okay, that demands you as a Scrum Master or future Scrum team member or development team member, you need to show up always live, remain on time, and remain punctual, and remain highly committed, because you are a part of various ceremonies and various meetings. And why you need to practice this over here? Because we are considering training as a project itself. Okay, so when you are joining training, you are joining a ceremony. Your 1 day of training will contribute in your life as a 1 year, okay, of experience, and that's how you are going to build your profile as well. But anyways, for profile building, your RRP team takes care of. That is reference ready resume preparation. What is that? We are going to talk about that as well in more detail. Otherwise, I assume that regarding this, all the information might have given during the candidate career counseling session, that is before you could join Guru schools. So why you need to do this practice over here? Because one of my mentors says that how you do anything is how you do everything. So, and once you practice this, you will find that you get habituated of this. Second one says that, second code of honor, because you start this journey being as a student, being as what, everyone?
Student.
Student, that's right. So you don't have to be a student, that's the reality. So you don't have to be a student means what? You have to become a full stack student.
Full
What
stack.
does it mean? It means that the candidate who does all the assignment, do self-research apart from your personal learning. And I'm very much glad to see that few people have just joined, spent 2, 3, 4 days, and they are getting into this. They are understanding the right factor of it. Okay, and not only they are just learning what is taught over here, but they are extending their learning and doing more research. Okay, and apart from this, repeat whatever you have learned, that you need to take care of that. The third one is that while you are doing so, also you need to take full responsibility. What do I mean by that? Take full responsibility of success, because gradually you will see that you are doing additional certifications and all. You are building your own confidence and all. So everything is leading towards the success. But however, you will also realize that few things you are not doing, it's really not heading towards the success, but heading towards the failure. So during that time, you need to take that responsibility of failure as well. Why you need to do so? Because once you take the responsibility of failure, you take the responsibility of correcting it as well. And that's the reason this failure becomes the trail to the success. Okay, so this is the third one. The fourth one is, to do so, it requires really a package mindset. When I say that, it means that you must have a learner mindset. Okay, develop the learning mindset. More the learning mindset you will inculcate, you will find you are getting into positive mindset. More positive you will find yourself, you will find that you are going more complaint free. More complaint free you will go, you will see that you are loaded with more gratitude. Okay, mindset, why you need to develop so? Because any business is 80% mindset and 15% skills and 5% tools. Any business. Okay, the good part is that mindset part has relationship with the soft skill, and this soft skill is also part of the agility. Okay, and that's the reason mindset requires for agility, the right agility. Having said so, to increase such mindset, you need to increase the receptivity every single day. And that's the very reason I ask each one of you to start your day with unique audio that comes with the 30 days challenge. And this audio can be grabbed after the session. You just need to ping me and ask for the 30 days challenge video that I give it to you. And it is recommended that you listen to this audio for next 30 days. Okay, as said by speaker. So this is the practice you need to do. Even if you miss one day, from second day you need to restart that 30 days challenge from the scratch. How you can listen? So if you do jogging, walking, running, whatever the physical activity, during that time you can put it into 2x mode. This is the 40 minutes long audio, and you can complete it within 20 minutes. All right.
Yeah.
Then this is the one activity you need to do. And the second one is that have the golden quadrant of learning. Okay, what is the golden quadrant of learning? The golden quadrant of learning is it comes with 4 steps. Okay, before you get into any deep learning, you need to start declaration with the anchor. Okay, what is anchor? Anchor is just like how many of you have seen a ship standing tall near harbor? Have you seen
Yeah.
that? Yeah,
Yes.
I believe every one of you. Why do you think that ship can stand tall near the harbor? I mean, it could wander in the sea. It could wander in the water, but still stand tall
Because anchor is holding it.
because anchor is holding it, right? Likewise, do you know that uh, your focus is just like a ship, okay? And but your focus does not stand tall, okay, in the ocean of thoughts. Okay, your thoughts are ocean, okay, and your focus has ability to wander very, very quickly in the ocean of thought. And for that, we need to put some anchor before getting started into any deep learning. And this is the secret sauce I'm going to tell. Okay, that anchor is nothing but the body anchor, because thoughts are there inside the body. So body will have to produce the anchor, and anchor could be the any body movement, okay, and that holds the focus very tall when it is integrated together, when it is programmed together, okay. And when you uh, when you do so and declare that, get into deep learning, then you draw whatever you have learned within 24 hours. Within how many hours?
24.
24 hours, and using pen and pencil, not into the laptop or somewhere. Okay, when you draw that, whatever you have learned, now you are asked to summarize whatever you have learned, okay, within less than 90 seconds of or you can use video, you can teach anyone in a way, you can summarize in a way who is less than who is just 5 years old, and he can understand. So do you, if you don't have such capability, develop such ability that you can summarize in a way that even 5 years old can understand. The moment you summarize that, you will feel that you become the owner of what you have learned, okay, and you get mastery into that. Using this, yesterday I laid out while I was answering Monica's question that how you can learn anything in this entire world. Because even if you are getting prepared for a business analyst role or future scrum master role, a few important tool you might require to learn. So if that is not in the curriculum, or it is out of curriculum, how still you can learn? So that video I will repost, or anyone can repost, and we will see that what kind of a question she has come up with and how it got answered. So having said so, are you ready for the anchor? Because we are getting into deep learning. So together we
Yes.
need to anchor. How we are going to anchor? At the count of 3, we are going to give a self high five, or just we are going to give a clap, and then read what is selected in blue on the screen. Can you all see that?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, awesome. So at the count of 3, 1, 2, 3, and clap and tell. I am a quick learner.
I'm a
I am a quick learner.
What others can learn and master,
What others can learn and master,
I too can do that.
I too can do that.
do that.
Yes, and one more time, you are going to read this, which is selected on your screen in blue. So at the count of 3, you are going to just give a self high five. That is nothing but a clap. So 1, 2, 3, and begin and clap. Because I am an awesome learner,
Because
I'm an awesome learner.
today's learning is going to be super duper easy to me. Today's learning is
Today's learning is going to be super duper easy to me.
Yes, exactly. It is going to be super duper easy to you because you just now said so. Having said so, in this world of learning, what exactly happens, you are required to keep your ego away, because you are coming from the various background, 5 years, 10 years, 16 years, 20 years, 26 years, and still you are here as a learner. So for that, first, me and Prerna together appreciate you for joining in here. And still, because you have knowledge, you still show up over here thinking that you can learn. But you know what? Whatever we are going to teach you, it may sound sometime, hey, these activity we are doing almost daily. So what may happen, that ego may boost and your attention will go away, and you will not grasp in depth of it. So for that, you need to keep your ego away on the path of learning, the ego which says that, hey, I know that, I have learned it, or I have learned it in a different way, and I have different kind of experience. It gets into complete comparative mode, and thereby the news is you don't able to receive. And for that, you need to keep your ego away on the path of learning, and it helps you to make you more spiritually grounded, means your happiness level increases. And today, happiness is the new productivity that is demanded in every corporate. And more happy you are, you will find that, on the path of growth, you are able to open the learning horizon. And while learning is happening well, you will find yourself you are earning well. And if you are already earning, then I would appreciate and request you all to have this intent of charity. Or if you are not earning, then after you start earning, then have this intent of charity, where you will give away 5% or 10% of your earning in any kind deeds, like you can donate into the causes where you believe in. 5% just out of your earning, because it is said that what goes around comes around, and when you give, you grow, and when you receive, that that is the time when you survive. And I'm sure you are not here just for the survival. I today have impacted more than 9,000 students in my personal community, where almost everyone is doing this activity, and they see how it is impacting not directly but indirectly in their lives. So if you are the one who is already earning, have this intent and start doing it. You can donate into any orphanage, old age home, or to temple, mosque, church, wherever you believe in. Okay, and you do that. While you are doing so, appreciate what you are doing, what others are doing for you, and even what does not happen to you, continue to appreciate that, because what you appreciate appreciates you back. So do we all agree to follow the 6 code of honor principle, so that we
Yes.
abide by this and continue to get bliss? So yes from everyone.
Yes.
Thank you so much. So how we are going to get connected? The new joinee can take the screenshot of it. We are going to work on Sunday in this technical session. Me and Prerna would be there connecting with you at 9:30 p.m. EST. Apart from this, you will need to do some said assignment, unsaid assignment. Said assignments, like yesterday, you all have posted. Till today, you all have posted what? You have posted the assignment which was given to create the user story. Appreciate that. So a few little bit of correction in some of you had required. Otherwise, everyone was right, and the correction was very nominal. So eventually you will come to know in the next assignment that how you can correct this. And unsaid assignments are those that even though you have learned something in this chapter, you are going to summarize that in less than 90-second video, and you are going to post. There are various intention behind that. It develops your confidence, it gives you power to get placed and get recruited as soon as possible, and it gets aired as well on Guru School's YouTube channel. And from there, the recruiters, you become vigilant to the recruiters, and you get set for the any immediate vendor interview. So that's number one. Number two is that in fact, this is number three. On Tuesday, we are going to meet again for the technical session, like we are meeting today at 9:30 p.m. EST. But apart from that, you are supposed to attend RRP session. What is RRP session? RRP session means reference ready resume preparation, that builds your profile at different platform, and you need to attend it again and again and again, because even if the sounds repetitive, it is your responsibility to show up in every RRP session. Why you need to show up? Because your visibility creates the credibility in front of your HRs and the founder himself, Devji, that they get to know that exactly you are in need of the job. You are just not here for the training. More credible you will become, more marketable you will become, and your CV will continue to get pushed into the market, and indirectly your HR POC will also continue to get the push for your marketability. While I am saying so, you remember to be ready to bring some change in your profile in a way. The moment you have some some job that you see, job profile, that you can get into that. Few area you are not well aware of, you think that you could learn, come back to me and Prerna and say that, okay, for this job we are going to apply, and I think these skills I need to learn. So we will give you the hack how you can learn some skill, and we will pull you back for the mock interview preparation. And once you are ready, get into the vendor interview and then get to client interview. This is the process we are going to follow. And for that, remember to show up in every RRP session, and whatever you have done into the technical session, the assignment said an assignment will follow on Wednesday. So you see that apart from these learning, extra you are still spending almost 15 minutes to 30 minutes daily. Again, Thursday you need to repeat this RRP session even if you have attended the Tuesday one, and show up, create credibility, and remain marketable. So that's the Thursday one. Friday, you can leverage this time for doing your personal research, repeat whatever you have learned already, and do the assignment if it is pending. Come up with the various questions. Like during this time, what I have seen that people posting some questions to us, and they get answer as well. And Saturday can be the breather day. So is this picture clear to everyone that how we are going to remain connected until we'll finish the track, or until we'll repeat the every track, and until we get placed? So is it clear to everyone? Say yes.
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 Thank you so much. Let's take a deep dive towards the deep learning then. So what we are going to do today, we are going to learn something. Last time we have learned beautifully the user story and Agile. Can someone quickly tell us what do you think Agile means? What is Agile?
Agile is a methodology which
Mhm.
we do small pieces of work and deliver.
Good. Agile is a methodology. So understand, in this world, Agile is kind of today, because every software is using Agile methodology, more or less. Okay. So Agile is a methodology, and consider Agile as a ground. Okay. Ground of any building, and business analysis is the pillar for that. Okay. So welcome to the world of Agile, everyone. And in this Agile, what you see here on the screen. So can someone tell me what is product backlog in a very simple, not in a technical way, but in a very simple manner? What do you think is
Requirements.
okay?
All the clients' requirements.
All the clients' requirements. So okay, so all the clients' requirement. Do you mean to say there are multiple requirements?
Yes.
Okay, so there is one requirement in a nutshell. Okay, client comes to you with one requirement of getting a software developed. Do you agree with me all?
Yeah.
Yes.
Even person who is for the first time, do you all agree with me that any client approaches to a vendor and they have intention to get one software developed, or one software modified, or one software customized? Do you agree with this?
Yes.
Yes.
Awesome. So what exactly happened further? These requirements are a big block and cannot be just developed in a day and can be delivered in a day. Okay. So what they do, so for this one wonderful example comes in. So I have a question. Say for example, you have got a kid at home and you have a big loaf of bread. Okay. It is unsliced. Okay. And you need and this loaf of bread has a wonderful mixture of tutti frutti into it. This is tutti frutti flavor. More cherries are visible, colors are visible on that bread of loaf. Your child is there and he is demanding that. Do you think you will be able to deliver, or you will be able to place or serve this entire bread of loaf to the child's plate?
No.
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 No. What you will do then?
Cut
Cut
down
into
into
pieces.
pieces.
Slice it and give it.
You will do in one slice or multiple slice?
Multiple slices.
Multiple slice. The same method we do with the client. Okay. So we don't deliver the entire piece of the requirement at once. We slices down. And when we slice them down, we call them as a what?
Product
Product
backlog.
product backlog.
Product backlog, exactly. When a requirement is broken down into the smaller pieces, before we start working on them, it is called as product backlog item. Okay, so let's understand what is product backlog, who owns that, and how do we work on it. So I need a volunteer who can read the first bullet.
The product backlog is owned by a product owner and reviewed during the sprint planning meeting.
Okay, so it is now clear before we start anything. Okay, so the very first meeting is which meeting before we start?
Sprint planning.
Sprint planning.
Okay, so we plan something, we discuss something which has to be worked upon. Is it clear to everyone? Say yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So we plan that in this planning meeting, which we call it as a sprint planning meeting. And there what we do, we cannot pull and we cannot consider all the slices, all the piece of the requirement together, all the product backlog item. We pick the highest priority of the requirement first, which customer really want now. Okay, can you see the highest
Yes.
priority item is at the top? Okay, and the lowest priority item is at the bottom. And where we are heading towards, we are heading towards a release. When we are giving to client after working on some product backlog, that is the time it is called as release. What it is called as?
Release.
Release. So actually we are preparing for the release. Okay, so this is called as product backlog iceberg. Okay, where what we are working upon, that is always highest priority. When you are working or at some item, some candidate, we call them as a candidate as well. This is of what priority? High, low, or medium?
High.
Highest priority. If work is going on, this is always highest priority. This is always highest priority. This is always highest priority. Okay, and all rest of them are the lower priority because we are not working at that time. Yes, Pallavi, what is the question you have?
Sir, sprint backlog and product backlog both are created in the same sprint planning meeting?
No.
No, product backlog are the thing which the question you had asked me is all about sprint zero. What is sprint zero? Sprint,
Okay.
first tell me what is sprint.
Sprint is
a
a time
box,
span.
Time span, time duration of what?
time duration of
Duration
the
of the release.
The project.
Time duration of release. It's not the entire timeline of the project. Okay, so the project is divided into the multiple sprint 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, zero sprint, what you understand as where the initial pre-preparation part happens, where all the requirements are gathered, where you discuss on the requirement in detail. Some requirement gets frozen. Okay, what is the very first time where none of the previous sprint has gone. Okay, the very first time you are just discussing the requirement internally, and you will have the two types of team. One is external, one is internal. When you are working with internal team, you will have your own vendors to whom you can outsource the project or piece of project you can outsource. With me so far?
Yeah.
So what do we mean by that, outsourcing the piece of project? Can someone tell me?
You're giving it to the developers?
Okay, some
Actually, the team will be in one country, the other team will be the other country. If I am working with the Indian team, so I am outsourcing. We are outsourcing the product to the American team or some other country's team. So they are the one in India is like kind of internal team. The other one is one in the other country. Are like they go to hire us to do the project.
Okay, so well attempted. So understand, outsourcing is the part to whom you are giving some piece of work. They are not part of your own company, but you have hired them on a contract, and they are billing to you. Okay, means for them you are the customer and you are working for your own customer. Is this relationship as clear?
Yeah.
Yes.
A bank has given you a project, you are as a part of TCS. Now TCS outsource some activity to some another product based company who has got some another product in place. Okay, so they are very much great into, you know, designing the cart placement system. Say for example, Amazon comes to you to get a small tiny piece of the project to be developed, requirement to be completed, and it has to do with also the adding cart activity. And you know that there is another company which is the small company, and they are expert into adding cart. So you will outsource the few small customization of adding cart for a small piece of work on which you are working. Maybe it could be anything which you think should be additional for Amazon, which is not there. I'm not able to recall what Amazon has not yet included. So Amazon has not yet included, for say, for example, digital marketing for anyone. Okay, so you means Amazon approaches you, you approach to Amazon and say that this is using Alexa in every home. There should be some advertisement heard. Wow, this is the new concept came in my mind. Okay, so it never happens. Alexa never talks, you know, any advertisement. And you go ahead and you say that I want this to happen. And any such advertising agency that we will, what they will do, they will add the budget, okay, in the cart. And for that, adding the budget into the cart, you approach to the your outsourcing team, to your vendor. Okay, so you see, you will apply the same Scrum framework. What is Scrum? Can someone tell me what is Scrum?
Scrum is the framework.
Framework, and it's a part of Agile. Okay, so
Yes.
how it goes. So entire thing is designed. We are going to see in the third slide. So wait till then. So what exactly happens? You understood the concept of internal team and external team. External team
Yes.
is Amazon. Internal team is the vendor with whom you are working. And still, I will encourage Pallavi at the end. You ask those questions, even if I am answering them. Okay, so you just
Yes, sir.
yeah. So that's the one. You have the clarity of the internal team and external team, and the Scrum framework work for both the team equally. In a different manner. For Amazon also, they will do their daily stand-up meeting. What is daily stand-up meeting? Who can tell me?
It's a 15 minutes meeting which is conducted every day where developers like share with each other what work they are doing and what they're gonna do next day.
Okay,
To-do
so
list.
That's a Scrum meeting.
okay,
Scrum.
so is it only the development team?
Scrum team.
No.
Scrum
Scrum
team.
team, the Scrum team.
Okay.
Scrum team.
So daily stand-up is a kind of a daily check. What's going on? Last 8 hours, what you did. Next 8 hours, what you are going to do. You are going to tell that. And any problems, it appears. So what happens? Problem is more or less for whom?
Developers?
No, problem is shared not only for developer, also with the Scrum Master, because the Scrum Master's job is to remove all the impediments, remove all the problems, and he will make sure that none of the problem exists further. Is it clear so far now?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, awesome. Let's move to the second bullet point. Okay, so I want one volunteer to read the second bullet.
It's important that the product owner describe the task in clear, customer-focused language without technical specifications.
Yeah, now the pre-preparation has come, means everything is ready in the place, product backlog items are listed, and now we have to pull in the real sprint planning meeting in the sprint one, the few of the highest priority of the requirement which can be developed. Say, for example, in a banking software, there are multiple modules. Module could be adding the customer, module could be the cash withdrawal, module could be cash deposit, module. These are the different separate you know, fund transfer. These are separate small module. Do you all agree with this? Yes.
Yes.
So now, so if these many modules are there and part of the larger banking project, and you would say that we have defined sprint in the time duration of multiple release to happen in the next 15 days. So any sprint can be of 1 week, 1 day minimum, or maximum of 4 weeks. Maximum of how much week?
4 weeks.
4 weeks.
4 weeks.
And 1 week is 5 working days. Okay, so it means that 40 hours. Okay, so likewise,
Mhm.
the 4 weeks you have to work upon, and you decide that initially itself you agree that in every sprint too you need to deliver something to your client. Okay, and before you could deliver, client comes and check as well how it is working. So in which meeting client comes and check this and gives you review?
Sprint review.
Review meeting.
Exactly. You see how many meetings so far new joinee would have understood that you have got various meetings. Sprint review you heard, daily scrum you have heard, and you heard sprint planning,
Sprint planning.
Planning.
meeting as well. So so in sprint review, client comes, checks in. Okay, and what exactly happened? These sprints are some highest priority outcomes, highest priority candidates or backlog items are being discussed in the sprint planning meeting. It is called as not product backlog item. It is that time called as sprint backlog item, sprint backlog. Okay, because we are discussing them in the sprint and we are deciding we are going to deliver this in next sprint. With me so far?
Yes.
So that's the reason all the questions should come by the developer or tester or business analyst around those smaller pieces of requirement, so that you have the clear-cut understanding what exactly the outcome has to be achieved. I want one more volunteer who can read the last 2 bullets together. Who can read that?
All product backlog items are estimated by developers.
Mhm.
Their estimate, can I go?
Yeah, please go ahead.
Their estimations determine the number of items that will be selected for the upcoming sprint.
Yeah, thank you so much for reading this out. And yes, that's right. So what exactly happens? Now we have the clarity, and developers will assess them. So for assessing, there are different methods. We are going to look at that as well. Not today, but next day. So not immediately next day, but let's see when we can learn that. Developers give that after one requirement, how much time they can give. Not only developer, also business analysts give that how much clarity they can bring in how many days on the selected piece of requirement. Okay, and these estimation that is going to define that how much requirement can be placed in the upcoming sprint. Do you have the ability to deliver 2 requirement, 3 requirement, 4 requirement? So based on the estimation, we can continue to pick them up. Do you agree with that? This is making some sense to you all? Yeah?
Yes.
Yeah. Super. So what we are going to do is that we are going to the next slides and we will quickly look at this. Okay. So this is the product backlog item, feature ABC. So product backlog item is the broken piece of the bigger goal into the smaller piece, and when we cut it down in the smaller piece, we cut it down in a feature. Okay, we continue to prioritize them, we estimate them, and we continue to refine them in the next meeting. Okay, I want one quick volunteer to read the very first one.
The product backlog is a prioritized set of requests for desired product functionality and contains all necessary items to complete the product release.
Okay, so this is self-explanatory. The prioritization happens, okay, of the functionality. Okay, functionality means what one function can be achieved. The earlier example of the banking which I am giving. So in that, say for example, you agree that at the very first point, client needs 3 items. He needs a new customer to be added. He needs account can be opened, and he needs account view balance. So 3 modules: add customer, view balance, and account opening. 3 activities only to get started. Okay, and you define you mind it, and you come up with, and client agrees that these are the 3 items of highest priority. You all agree with this?
Yeah.
Yeah. You prioritize, you develop it, and you are well aware of the functionality. Who will explain the functionality at the deeper level? You are the future business analyst. You are going to explain the functionality which you have gained these information from customer. From whom?
Customer.
Exactly, from customers. So let's go to the second bullet point. Who can read this?
The product backlog breaks down requests into a series of tasks for the development team and is an essential component to guide your agile development team.
Exactly, that's right. So when you identify the feature could be so big that can be further broken down into more smaller pieces, and when it is read well means you can understand it well, it can be further broken down as well. So it can be broken down one epic means what? Bigger goal of a product. Okay, understood? We call it as epic. Epic is further broken down into the user story. Okay,
User stories.
and user story can be also further broken down into the smaller improvement features, and end goal is that there should be an action item with every single person involved in the project. Okay, so at the end, what remains? It's not only the user story but linked task. Linked what? Task for everyone. So it is broken down likewise. Okay, so thinnest slice is served into the child's play as the example I gave. Okay, so into a series of tasks for the development team and is an essential component to guide your agile development. Do you think the task is and activity and action items are very much clear to every single person in the team? You will be able to complete that? Yeah, it's obvious.
Yeah.
The more clarity you will have, the more easily you can work upon them. Okay, so this is in the nutshell. Tips for product owners and product backlog management. Prerna, if you are there, can you take this slide?
Yeah, sorry, Guru, I was in mute.
No worries. So can you take this slide?
Yeah.
Okay.
Give me a second.
Sure.
Did you stop the slideshow? I can't see the slide. Do you want me to share? Hello, am I audible, Gaurav?
Okay, no problem, Prerna. So I'll share. No problem.
Yeah. I can also share. I just thought it stopped. Yeah, thank you. I do have it ready at the end as well. Just an FYI.
Okay.
So, hello guys. As per the superb explanation by Gaurav till now, it's basically we are learning very important aspects of the product backlog, and how the entire agile or sprint planning is done, and what are the important factors. So the bottom line I want to share here is, before we learn or before we get into the deep understanding, we all as adults, as children, as students have been following agile for many years now. Okay, so it may be your college exams, school exams, your professional life, or your daily life, even as a homemaker. We always prioritize the tasks. Okay, let me give you a very simple and fun example. Whenever there is a special event or function, or maybe a birthday of your kids or your family members, the things on your daily schedule and their prioritization suddenly changes, right? I don't think so. On a typical day, you wake up and you plan, or you call a bakery, or you order a cake, or you call a decorator and do that, right? This is not the normal course of your action. But when you have an event on upcoming weekend, you do all those activities. So what did you do here? Gaurav, please go on mute. Yeah. So what you do here is, you prioritize the work or activities as per the task in hand, as per the goal in your mind. Same way in Agile, in Scrum, whenever you have a sprint goal, we learned about sprint goal in earlier sessions. So I'll just request all the newcomers to rewatch the earlier video. And don't worry, we will teach you that part all again, because we keep the sessions in a circular fashion. So everybody learns everything and nobody misses anything. So, why this background was required, or I wanted to share that, because you should have an idea, why are we doing this? Why product backlog management or product backlog itself is so important? You get it? Once, give me a second, please.
So yeah, that's the good point what Prerna just now covered, that it goes into the ongoing mode in a circular way where everything gets repeated continuously.
Yes,
So
I'm
you
back.
will be part
Thank
of
you.
that.
Thank you, Gaurav. So first of all, there might be some question that, okay, we joined the batch in between, is the 4th week or 3rd week, and things like that. So just don't worry about that. And in case you have any queries, any doubts, me and Gaurav are just a message away on WhatsApp or even on the BA Scrum group. We are very active. And in case you have any doubts, we can connect about that. So coming back to the product backlog management, there are 6 points as of now. And I really want to hear those voices who have not spoken till now, because we really like to give chance to everybody. So whoever has not spoken till now in this session, I'll encourage and them to speak up one point each. So I need 6 different people. Thank you so much, and please take this opportunity.
As a product
As a
owner.
product owner. Okay,
Yeah,
go ahead. Pratik.
Go ahead, who started the
Product
first?
backlog
Yeah.
management.
Yeah,
It's for
go
the
ahead,
product
Pratik.
owners and product backlog management. As a product owner, you are responsible for the product backlog management to maximize the value of the product.
Product backlog is a single source of truth which contains all the work to be done on the product.
You will have to make some choices about what to build first and what to build later, but also what to build and what not to build.
Main tool to manage the product and gain predictability is backlog.
But if it grows uncontrollably, the value it provides diminishes.
An unreasonably long backlog is a major pain point for many agile teams.
Yes, thank you. Thank you so much. And I really like the enthusiasm when I gave this opportunity. Everybody try to grab it. That's the spirit. Please do. And make sure that you are interactive and you ask your doubts, whenever you feel like. So as the first point, look, let me give some more clarity about this. Product backlog item or product backlog is such a, I would say, container, or it's such a, what's the correct word for that? I'm so sorry. Product backlog or these items are solely managed by product owner. Okay, please jot this down or remember this, because this can be a tricky interview question. Like, who all or who manages the product backlog? So the first and foremost answer is product owner is
Product owner.
Perfect. Product owner is the only person who has all the authority and visibility and access to product backlog. Now you might ask why only product owner? So the answer is very simple. Too many chefs spoil the soup. So that way we just want one person who has the authority, who has the transparency, and who has the visibility of the entire project. Okay. Why I use this word? Because see, as a BA or maybe as a developer or sometimes even as a Scrum Master, you do not have all the data readily available with you. What kind of data I'm talking about? Data of what the customer has asked very recently, or what the senior management plans for this project, or what are the budget constraints, or what are the organizational level goals that we have to define in this project. Product owner being on a senior level and having contact with all these stakeholders. If somebody is not on mute, please go on mute. I get those background noises and those go on recording. So everybody except me and Gaurav, when we are speaking, please go on mute. You can unmute and talk whenever you want to talk. I could see Nirmal still on mute, not on mute. Please, Nirmal, go on mute. Thank you. So why this only person? Because they have the feasibility and visibility of entire project. So as a product owner, he is responsible to maximize the value of the product. That means whatever project, application, or things that the team is working on, a sprint that the team is working on, we have to provide the best of it to the customer. So value of the product means it has to be the best quality, best delivery that we have to give the customer. Ultimately, you are in a professional setup. You're working for the customer who is paying us
to, develop or create something, so it has to be of good quality. Then only the customer will come back to us and our goodwill will continue, or our reputation or our customer base will increase. So just try to think all this from a business point of view. I know it's not your day-to-day thinking, but just try to align your level to that thing there. Why are we doing this? I mean, if tomorrow you open a bakery, or tomorrow you have a small scale industry, or any, handmade, maybe, any kind of venture, you would always think from the customer point of view, what they like, what they want, how can I serve them better, just to ensure that your business grows well and it goes on well. Everybody with me on this? I'm giving you a lot of background just to ensure that why Agile emphasizes so much on delivery, quality, and why the time intervals, the sprint, the planning, the events are so crucial. Because everything boils down to the performance and ultimate delivery. Okay. So the second point, which is very important, is that, and it is written in a very dramatic word. So product backlog is the single source of truth. Okay, single source of truth which contains all the work to be done on the product. Okay, so what does this little filmish line mean is, whatever there is mentioned in the product backlog, that only that will be done or carried on. It's as simple as that. Give me an answer in yes and no. Whenever you go to grocery shopping or any major event shopping, it can be a holiday or picnic or any personal, or maybe birthday, anniversary shopping, do you have a to-do list or not?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Anybody who doesn't have a to-do list, please let me know. I would really love to have a chat with you. I want to see how people go shopping without to-do list and what they end up buying. Okay, so it's more or less a universal fact that everybody has a to-do list. So same way, we have to-do activities or to-do requirements, and those are also placed as per their priorities. And what it says is that's the only source. So you might ask why it is called as the only source, because we cannot have multiple incoming requirements. The development team or the scrum master or everybody will get confused. What are we supposed to work on? When we know there is a single source of requirements coming in, and that too is managed by product owner, that's your internal team members or your senior in the team, it's foolproof, it's surely to be done, and it's authorized as from our organization or from our team. Basically, organization is a big. So you understand, and there might be a question. See, all these pointers, they look very simple to understand, very easy. But when they are asked in a twisted way in interviews, candidates might feel little over the top, or like what it is. So someone might ask you, so there are how many product backlog, backlog items are there, or how many iterations are there, or how many product backlog is managed in a project or in an agile setting. So what should be your answer? Your answer should be there is only one product backlog, and that is a sole or a single source of all the requirements, and that is always and always managed by product owner. Everybody is clear on this? Yes?
Yes.
Perfect. Yeah, thank you so much. So you will have to make some choices about what to build first and what not to build first, and ultimately what not to build. Okay. So this simple line means you have to ensure that what is your, and when I say you, that means what is the priority. Pallavi, there is some noise coming from your end, and that's really disturbing. Yeah, thank you so much. So what is the priority? Like when I was giving you the earlier example of party. Okay, let's get into a more serious example. For example, if you have, imagine yourself. It's very easy to relate to our examples. So imagine you're doing some master's or PhD, or just remember your school college days. If you have your final exams coming in 10 days, okay, 10, it's a little critical. What would be your priority? It's an open question.
We have to go to follow the question bank.
Okay. In short, study.
Important questions.
Yeah. So bottom line is study. I mean, that time you don't want to go to a concert, you don't want to meet your friends, you don't want to go for a party, or you don't want to go on a vacation. That time, the only sole purpose of that entire period is to study. That can be a question bank, that can be important question, that can be past papers, that can be revision papers, that can be anything and everything on the earth but study, right? Because the final exam is like the grand finale of your entire year. So same way, what it says is in your product backlog, which are the highest priority item, which are the lowest priority item, and along with that, which are the items, those are not to be worked upon. So you remember, I mean, we all must have been through that situation when we have a syllabus of say maybe 15 chapters or 20 chapters for a subject, and you know that you might not be able to cover it, or there are some chapters, sorry, which are a little tricky, or you don't have sufficient time, or you do not actually understand them, they can be tricky. So you just omit them. It's like, you always have question like you can solve for 5 out of 7 or 5 out of 8, 4 out of 8 or 6. You can always omit one of the chapter, which we never did in school, I guess. But in college, oh, please, everybody kind of omitted the 50% syllabus, if I'm not wrong. So same pattern, same, concept. We have to understand, even if the item is on product backlog, but if it is not of any priority, or sometimes, what happens, as we discuss with customer, many requirements evolve, okay, from technology, from understanding point of view, from easiness point of view. Like, there were earlier, if you remember, okay, let me give you a very simple example. Who is on Facebook? Is everybody on Facebook? I mean, just have they seen Facebook? Yes, no?
Yes.
Yes, yeah. Do you remember how Facebook used to look like 20-12 years back? If you're using Facebook from that time, it used to be a blue wall and there was your picture. You could add a picture and you can see others' walls. And I think that was it. And chat even came later, right? So did you see any functionality like today we have like crazy functionality? You can donate, you can have your own page, you can do business, you can do marketing, you can do polls, you can do what not, you can go live. So do you see how it evolved? The earlier functionality of the single page doesn't, is not available anymore, right? So same way, when you evolve as a business or as an understanding, some of the requirements change, or they are simply no longer required. So when we interact with customer on a regular basis, we understand about all these things and we focus on that, and we don't develop that. That's simple. Though that item is there, but if customer comes and tells you, okay, that requirement is not important, or we are not going ahead with that, so you can skip it, or we can actually cancel it. But then it has to also come from the business, also come from the customer. It's not that you will take that sole decision. It has to be a consent from both the end. Make sense? I think it does.
Yes.
Thank you so much, Pallavi. Yeah, and Ashi. Yeah. So the main tool to manage a product and gain predictability is the backlog. So basically, the main, I would say, measurement wise, your scale is the product backlog. That, okay, how much is, like, for example, if there are 10 high priority items, and if you are done with 5, then you can actually have some, prediction game, like, okay, we are done 50% and we are still have to complete 50% of the work. So it's basically, it's like a ballpark thing that, how much you are doing and how much you are completing and where you stand, and will you be able to deliver on time and things like that. So it's basically a measuring scale. Sahita, you have raised your hand. Yeah. Any doubts?
Hi, Predna. So customer is the one who going to decide like which is priority or which is not, and which
Yes.
could be like
Yes.
not.
Customer is the one who proposes, if I have to call you, if I have to make it more specific. So for example, see, as a customer, for me, the priority might be look and feel. Okay, just it should look
Yes.
flashy. It should be eye catchy. I understand. But as a business, we have to even tell them the importance of the functionality. It doesn't matter if you're like, what do you say? If your website only looks good, if your website doesn't work, or if your application doesn't work, you might not be able to do anything. Make sense? So they can come up with this, but then ultimately what is important is they should be also given the idea that it's not only I would say look and feel, but it's also the how it will look, how it will work, that also matters. Make sense? Yeah, let me share my screen.
Yes.
Give
Yes.
me a second. Yeah, let me know when my screen is visible. Yeah, so
Yeah.
the next is which is very important. Both the points are connected, but if it grows uncontrollably, the value it provides diminishes. So it's as simple as that. If you keep adding any and every tiny bits which might not be necessary, which might not be easy or important, you will lose its value, right? It is like, it's honestly like having quality friends over having quantity of friends in real life, right? So you just don't gather people for the sake of it. You actually you should have some true people or some true friends, or who you can count on and you can always trust upon for any kind of situation in life. So same way, you just have to have the proper and important high priority items to be delivered. And the last but not the least, an unreasonably long backlog is a major pain point for many agile teams. Okay, so it's saying the same thing. If you just have a backlog, and there are so many items just for the sake of it, it won't work. So it's like you have a to-do list of say 50 items for one day. Do you even think it will be humanly possible for you, unless there are very teeny miny tasks, because you should be crisp and particular and practical enough. So bottom line of all these points or tips is that as a product owner or as a team member, you all should be aware of what should be on product backlog, and what should be their priority, what should not be on the product backlog, and how much focus it should be given, and how well it should be managed. It's not like a dumping ground where you just come and dump all the requirements. So I have given sufficient time on this slide. So can we move to next slide, please? Is it okay? Anybody has any doubts?
No.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Let's move to next slide. Yes. So now this is just a decent and realistic diagram or picture we had found. So we kept in this. So basically, if you could see, this is the product backlog. It looks a little bigger in size and with many things. And when it is, when it is broken down into a sprint backlog, it goes into the sprint planning and it becomes a sprint backlog. So you may ask, what is the product backlog and what is the sprint backlog? So basically, product backlog is like a Wikipedia thing for your project. And then sprint backlog is a sprint by sprint requirements or tasks that you work on. Okay? And those are considered in your sprint. So it's basically a 3-week sprint, roughly 20 days is 3-week sprint. And then, 24 hours is too much. Actually, it's not generally considered 8 to 10 hours or 9 hours, depending on your each day. So, working hours, so you don't work around the clock in IT or any industry. So basically, it's just like, how you take some bits and pieces as a priority from the product backlog and you implement them in sprint backlog. Makes sense? If you want, you can actually take a picture of this, because the images that we have really gives you a better visibility and understanding. They have if anybody has a graphic memory, it really works well for them. So before going to interview, you just have to look at the picture and kind of mentally revise and then talk in front of them. So it's quite easy for you to explain. Make sense? Yes?
Yes. Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Yeah. If you can't take the picture now, you can always watch the recording and that time you can take a screenshot or a picture. Okay. Yeah. So I think we have gone through this, but I again want different people to read this out for me, please. Just one pointer by different people, so everybody gets a chance. Yeah, go ahead.
Set priorities.
Okay, next.
Keep the product backlog manageable.
Review the backlog.
periodically.
Delete items
Delete items you'll never
never do.
Keep items you are not ready for off the backlog.
Not add tasks unless you plan to do them soon.
always
Always
prioritize.
prioritize.
Stick to the product
One product
backlog.
backlog. You don't have to do it all yourself.
Review the timeline.
Okay, thank you. Now, whosoever at the point, can you just give a one-liner, because I've kind of explained everything that is mentioned here. So whosoever read those points, can you just give me about, can you just explain in one line, what does it mean? Yeah, go ahead. Yes, no. Go ahead, set priorities. What do you mean by set priorities?
That what will come first and what will come next.
Perfect, same. I just want very, very crisp and very right. Perfect. Next.
Keep the product backlog management means we have to keep the limited task in one sprint so we can complete that.
Perfect, you got it. I'm really serious. You're really hitting on the head, if I have to call it in a technical terms. Perfect. Thank you so much. Next.
Review the backlog periodically so you know your progress.
Perfect. So basically, you have to keep looking at the items that, where we stand, how many are yet to be completed. So you take a stock, 50% done, 40% done, kind of. So thank you. Good. Perfect. Next.
So during the review, you can delete the item that you're probably not going to do it anymore.
Yes. Perfect. Next. See, we have just discussed this, and it's like a revision for product owner point of view. So I'm just asking you. If you have any doubts, you can definitely ask me. Next point. We don't need to explain that. Always prioritize. Yeah. But if someone is interested, please go ahead. Yeah.
Some tasks which are not clear, we cannot remove that task. We can keep it in the backlog. Maybe we can discuss later and then we can think on that task. This is the point where keep items you are not ready for off the backlog.
Yeah, sorry. No. Actually, I was not getting the unmute screen as I'm sharing the screen. I couldn't find, so I was just waiting. Yeah, perfect. You said it right. And
Okay,
then
so next is do not add the task unless you plan to do them soon. So you don't have to add the plan yet to the plan the task which you are not doing soon.
Yes. So this has to be with accordance with the customer, but then absolutely, if you're not doing something, don't put it on the wall. Don't put it on the product backlog. And then you don't have to do it all yourself. That means it's a very good point, and I would like to explain this. So see, as a product owner, though they have higher visibility, they connect with other stakeholders and they are in discussion with almost everybody. But that doesn't mean, and they do, as a person, he or she is the only person who updates the backlog. But then it has to be a joint decision. Like if customer asks for a particular functionality and it is very difficult, and then as a product owner, you agree to it, and then later you come and when you discuss that with your development team and they just tell you that it's not going to get completed. It's just like technically quite challenging or complex, and they would need more time or other things. So the best thing is whenever there is any requirement, any addition, any change, as a team, sit down with your technical experts or with your scrum master, with every team, This is for major requirements, right? Or updates. Take their suggestion, take their opinion, take their feedback, and then only decide. Make sense? And review, and then review the timeline. It's not only you agree to what the customer says, but then you also kind of, agree, discuss that with your team, and then share the timeline. If something is going to take time, it is going to take time. It's as simple as that. So this all looks easier after the explanation, or you have any doubts yet? Yep. Thank you. See, always, my personal way of work is always try to have these concepts, or always try to match these concepts with your real life. So there are examples like your exams or parties or events, or your own way of work, priorities, what is important, the delivery. See, you can't deliver a birthday cake after a party. I mean, nobody will love you for that. They'll just ultimately come and hit you if you end up doing that, or maybe at least they'll get angry. So same way, how to prioritize, when to do what, when to deliver, how to deliver, when to say no, right? You don't give your kids, or you don't give your nephews and nieces everything, every sweet damn thing they ask for every time, at least not, right? It is not right. Same way, as a customer, they can be little adamant, they can be little pushy, and they can be little, or many times very impractical or fictional. I always call it, the customer can ask for stars and moons, and they do, right? They actually do, because they do not know the background reality, the functionality challenges, the complexity of the technology, or the finance required behind that. But then we, as an organization, as a team, with all the information, we can always say no whenever things are not working out in a very polite and subtle and decent manner. But yes, you can. So moving to the next slide. Yeah, next point, everybody. It's whatever we discussed again.
Not everything has to be a user story.
Okay, can you please give one liner for this?
I may ask for moon, but we can't provide.
Now that was a really quick adaptation. Perfect. They can ask for something which is not feasible, which is not required, which is not realistic, which is not realistic. So yeah, it will not be a part of that. Perfect. Next point, please.
No, what is product backlog?
Now this is super easy. You should know what is the product backlog. As simple as that. Next.
Reorder the product backlog continuously.
Okay, next.
The product backlog shouldn't be complete.
And what does that mean?
There has to be work like all the time.
The requirements will keep on adding.
Perfect.
Yeah,
see, this is how your project and your business will go on, right?
Yeah.
We'll keep
But
monitoring.
here the product backlog should not complete means like
Sorry, I didn't get that. Sorry, please repeat.
The product backlog shouldn't be complete means like we are going to the other sprint, the other product backlog will be continued.
Perfect, because it is ever evolving, right? There are things that keep coming. You are talking when it will be completed, when your project is done, entire project, not a sprint, right?
Okay.
When you are shelving for good, you're completing for good, it's a go live, you delivered the baby, or you always say it's your baby, that's the delivery date. These are the two common sentences from medical and IT you'll always hear. So it's like it's your baby and when is the delivery. So everybody will keep asking you the same question. So same way.
Know what is on your product backlog means like we need to know what are the things priority in this sprint. This particular sprint.
Yes.
Is that the meaning? Okay.
Sorry. Come again.
The second one, know what is on your product backlog.
Yes. How can you work on something unless you don't know what is there? Makes sense, right?
I mean, like here we are talking about the present sprint.
Yes. See, as a team member, present sprint, but even as a product owner, you should be aware what is putting on his wall or in the product backlog, right? You can just write something for the sake of it. Doesn't make any sense. right? See, it's like you should know what is the syllabus of your maybe first or second standard, kid. If you don't know, how are you going to teach them? You might end up teaching something very high or very complex, and they might be really, there might be something very easy in their exam. So you should know what to do.
So
Right?
now the sprint is same like our exams, like half yearly, quarterly.
Absolutely. See, now you're trying to actually compare and relate things. Yes, please do that. Everything. See, if you ask me in today's dynamic world, everything is agile. Trust me. From the moment you wake up and you do your household chores, you do your grocery shopping, you take your children's homework, you plan for your finances, you plan for your future, you work, everything is agile. We don't work in those 1950s or 60s model where everything is very slow and linear. No. So it's as simple as that. Yeah. And I think there was, okay, last two items, please.
There is more than customer or business value.
There is more than customer or business value. So this simply means that, okay, how do you feel when you wanted one chocolate, but then you got one chocolate and one small piece of candy additional? As a kid, how did you feel about that?
More Pampers.
Happy. Yeah, happy is the word, pampered is the word. So in business, in IT, I mean, in overall, we call it as cookies or freebies, or there are many different names, freebies or cookies, as in something on and above. Like if you ordered for a birthday cake and they gave you some additional chocolates and you're like, I didn't pay for that. That feeling comes, you feel good, that goodwill, reputation builds, and it's a psychological trick that when you're offered more than what you were expected or promised, human tendency is to feel good and grateful and gratitude, and you feel like, okay, you have been treated special. So everything is a psychology game. So same manner, it's not only for that. Sometimes we actually do that because the customer is very understanding. Sometimes their timelines were stretched and they were comfortable, and they were cordial and whatnot. And just to build your reputation.
So just
give
to add in here,
more,
Prerna,
as in, yeah.
In your example, imagine you are visiting any restaurant and they ask you, are you celebrating today anything, your birthday or anniversary? You say yes. And while your meal is going on, and at the end or at the beginning, they surprisingly come with one, a small cake. How would you feel? That's what you are meaning to say.
Let me add, it recently happened with me. It was my office dinner party, and I told it was my birthday, and they came up with the cake, and it was fun. I mean, you feel like, oh, I mean, you just get awe and good feeling. So yeah, I just wanted to add my experience. Thank you. Go ahead.
Yeah, that's
Keep
it.
stakeholder update. So if stakeholder, we need to update everything to the stakeholders, what is going on in the sprint.
Absolutely right.
Okay.
See, stakeholders.
क्लास चल रहा है मेरे, मैं उठा ही रहता हूँ टाइम पे. Good morning और congratulations.
Gaurav, you're not on mute. I'm so sorry. That was very sweet of us to hear that. Yeah. So let me see. Basically, okay. And let me give you a funny but realistic example. You got a nephew, niece, or baby of yours, and they are going for some so-called important exam in their life. They are like, imagine they are in 4th standard and they're going for some scholarships, or some school. So, who all were the stakeholders for their result? Their parents first of all, then the uncle and aunties, and the most enthusiastic ones were their grandma and grannies, from both the sides. Why? Because they all have interest in the child's future and they love that kid, and they just want to see them grow. So same way, as a business, as a project, your senior management, your maybe higher management, or your owner of the company, your suppliers, people from where you buy softwares and hardware and whatnot, everybody is involved, and they really want you to grow, because when you make money, they also make money. It's a holistic approach. So that's why, see, for example, if customer gives you some complex requirement and that has to be completed, and then you don't have maybe that software or those machineries, those server, if I have to call them, So you have to keep your other stakeholder like suppliers or some other company vendors, like Dell and HP and whatnot, or Toshiba, if you call it Apple, Mac, whatever you buy from. So that's why you have to ensure that everybody knows what's happening in your project. Makes sense? This is kind of like repetitive, but from different angles, like, from product owner angle, from business, from customer angle, from even development angle, right? Can we move to the next slide?
Yes.
Yes.
Prerna,
Perfect.
if you want, I can take this quickly.
Yeah, Gaurav, you can continue.
Okay.
Thank you.
So I'll share my screen quickly and we'll share
Yeah.
that with you. So just a second. Yeah. All right. So here we are, self-organizing and cross-functional team. Can you quickly give me the example of self-organizing?
Is it like something like you and Prerna, it's like self-organized and like they're like cross-functioning each other?
Okay. Do you think me and Prerna only self-organize? Any additional example if you can bring?
Scrum team is self-organized.
No, I'm
From-
telling you, in this situation, like you guys are like a team
Yeah.
and
Yes, yes.
having your part,
Definitely.
both parts like equally and understandably kind of thing.
True. But can I tell you one more example of self-organizing team? And you will be surprised to know that.
Yes,
Who-
I will.
So the self-organizing team are you. Do you know how?
Yeah.
Any guesses how you are self-organized team?
We come on time
Because
regularly.
We are responding properly.
and
We all are doing our part.
Yeah, see. So what exactly happens? You all are right. You come on time and you contribute. And how do you contribute? When we ask you, can you read this? And we don't need to pinpoint. We don't need to take a name. You yourself show the accountability. You show the leadership. Another self-organizing team. I found that another day someone was asking something. And few of you just showed the leadership. Pallavi shared something, Harshita asked something, Monica shared something, someone is sharing some information. It is not only I who need to continuously contribute. The team itself is contributing. You are the part of the team and you see how you are contributing. Likewise, what happens in the sprint planning meeting, the team, in front of team, the backlog items are available. And we just ask for the, assessment. You give these many hours, these many time it will take. And when it is asked by product owner, okay, who can take this up? It is not that someone has to be delegated, but the team himself or herself says that team member, can I take this item? Can I start working on this as when it comes to development? So this is how you are contributing as well when you are part of the team. Making some sense? Yeah?
Yes.
But how it will be cross-functional? Can I give you another example, cross-functional? For cross-functional, when you are contributing, do you need to be a good speaker? Always. Not necessary, right? Do you need to be always, do you need to be always an IT professional? Or do
No.
you also always have to have, this, what do you call, someone who is technically sound and you have previous experience? Not exactly. You see, everyone is here the mixed team. Yeah, you're coming from the various backgrounds. Someone has already worked as a scrum master. Someone already has worked as a business analyst. Someone has already worked in IT into coding. Someone has already worked as an architect. Someone has already worked as as a tester, as QA. So what exactly happens is that you are mixed. Your team is the mixed team. Okay, your team is what?
Mixed.
So you see here, the system analysts are together sitting in one group. Developers are sitting in the one group. Testers are sitting into the one group. These are the common functional expertise. But when they will become the part of one sprint or one agile project, they become the cross-functional team. So one tester has 3 testers are contributing into one project. 5 developers are contributing, and 1 analyst is contributing. Can you see? That designs the cross-functional team. Okay, if that designs the cross-functional team, quickly let me see that what I can explain. So here the term self-organizing has been interpreted in a variety of ways. It does not need a manager. Okay, do you think that tomorrow me and Prerna is not there and slide is open and made it shareable, you can come together, brainstorm it, and you can just reach to the crux of it, because it has been developed in that manner, right? Because if I gave you the direction how you should go ahead, you yourself can come up with the more clarity. Okay, likewise, any requirement can be brainstormed in that manner. Okay, whether a manager is there or not there, it is self-running. Okay, self-organizing team does not need a project manager, not a project manager. Teams forms itself without any outside interference. I'll showcase you one example how tomorrow you are working in a teamlet, and you will be surprised to know. And it does not answerable. Self-organized team does not answer to anyone, but they answer to themselves. What happens when you discuss in stand-up meeting, daily stand-up meeting? You talk about what did you work, what you are going to work, and what are the problem coming to. Do you think that you are giving the status update? No, you are actually telling to your own self, hey, I have this work to do. I'm accountable for that, and I am taking ownership for that. That you are repeating, that you are reiterating, and that you are committing. Do you all agree with this?
Yes.
Yeah?
Yes.
And so to such team, can't we call it that this is the highly motivated team? Yeah?
Yes.
Yeah?
Yes.
And they generate most of value. And we see here how enthusiastic you are. Okay? So I'll just give you the crux of it. Cross-functional team can be viewed as a team of cross-functional individual. I gave you the example with different functional and domain expertise. Here in this picture, everyone is coming from the different domain and they are contributing. So domain knowledge has to be there. If one effort is weakening a sprint cycle, then cross-functional team members with stronger skill can associate and work with other team member to complete the sprint team. Again, coming back to this example, if 3 developers are there, one have the strong domain knowledge, other don't have, do you think they can contribute to people with less known fact?
Yes.
Yes? Yes from everyone. Do you all agree with this?
Yeah.
Yeah. And then cross-functional teams should be able to self-organize and keep a continuous flow of features after every sprint. When you are self-organized, don't you think that the work on the feature which you are working upon, it will automatically continue to progress because you are already contributing continuously? Do you think that it is possible? And it makes some sense because in the continuous flow of its development? Yes. So encouraging employees to become cross-functional individuals create workforce flexibility. You have the sufficient workforce because it is self-motivated. See how you are responding here. Okay. So it comes through self-motivation, right? And expertise in one area and shallow experience across the board help in lowering defects and speed up cycle time. The more you can contribute, you see that with the domain knowledge and all, okay, and you have the ability to train others, you will find that you are ending up creating less error. Okay, so how does it help? The cross-functional team helps in reducing the delay. It does not let you create more defect. It is not always partially work done, it is completely work done because everyone is complementing and contributing. Paperwork will go less, and you will be able to switch the task. If someone is not able to complete one statement, another comes in, and you can hand off. Any extra feature comes in between, and you can develop the things more early. You have the ability to work on the extra feature as well. Do you think these all are making some sense and easy to possible when you become the part of such team?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So these people develop the process, they will work together. The business domain experts in the team give continuous feedback, which helps to shorten the cycle time, and team members when to stop overdosing on a feature so that business value can be realized in timely manner. Okay, cross-functional teams are more productive than teams, similarly skilled people working. Let me simplify this. It means that ultimately you don't have to create and continue to add extra value. What is asked, that has to be delivered in the timely fashion. Okay. And not more than that. In case something new has to be there, that has to be queued up. That can be developed in the upcoming cycle with the agreement. Do you agree that, as Mahendra rightly said, customer can ask for the moon, you can't deliver the moon? But again, if customer making some sense and he comes or she comes with the additional item, definitely you can accommodate them in the upcoming sprint. Do you all agree? Upcoming sprint means upcoming release. Do you all agree with this?
Yeah.
Yeah. So now we have come to the end of this point. Because we have come to the end of this point, listen very closely. What I have done, every new member, new joinee, in your WhatsApp group, what exactly happens? Wait a second. In the WhatsApp group, you have been shared one link, and it is mandatory to fill by every single person. So new joinee, you can unmute and you can tell me that, are you going to fill this form? This is a kind of form which has come to you. So after the session, it will take hardly 7 seconds and you need to fill this form. Are you going to do that 100%?
Yes.
Yes,
Yes.
everyone.
Yes.
Yes, from everyone. Thank you
Yes.
so much.
Yes.
So I heard from Jalpa last saying yes. So Jalpa, quick question to you. In one word, what you have to say, even it is your day one. So what do you feel like saying, Jalpa?
I think I have learned a lot today.
Yeah, it was a lot of learning and it was easy to
Yeah.
understand. Okay.
Yeah.
Thanks, Jalpa, for sharing. Can you call out someone's name on the screen? You see, take one name.
Pallavi.
Pallavi. Yes, Pallavi. What do you feel like saying?
It was very interesting and knowledgeable session today.
Yeah, interesting and knowledgeable. Thanks, Pallavi. And by the way, at the end, what Pallavi is doing, let me quickly stop and start the recording.